And Granville, thanks so much once again for speaking to us here on Morning Live. And of course, yesterday we started by looking at what happened overnight. The Western Cape, for example, they declared that they were stopping. They were tired, 72 hours at it, and it was announced that the staff is going to sleep and that they would be back at 6 a.m. So I looked at what's happening on the social media platforms and people seemed a bit surprised by that. So perhaps this is an opportunity to explain what actually happens when the staff takes a break.
Sakina, I think the most important thing for us is accuracy. We are not going to compromise on that. And fatigue is not necessarily going to contribute towards accuracy. We have time. We have 7 days within which to declare the result. Our target, as we had shared with the media, is on Sunday. If earlier, we'll do that. We are still on track. But it's important that we do this with people that are fresh and who have had a good rest and come to work energized and do the things that they need to do.
So what happens to the precinct? Let's say if this was one of the centers where counting was taking place, what would happen overnight? How do you secure the space?
Well, it is first of all an office. It's an existing IEC office. So it would have all the necessary security there, lockup, alarmed, armed response, etc. But at a time like this, we also have heightened alert. So we'd also have police patrolling, and even in some cases in our provincial offices, we have security. We have full-time security there as well. So it is a secure environment. And remember, there it is only the results forms that we have there. It's not ballot boxes, ballot papers, etc. It's actual forms that needs to get captured, scanned and audited.
And that's the other point that we were just touching on a while ago with Leanne, because the counting has been completed.
Absolutely, that is correct. Counting has been completed. The entire election has now been reduced to a result slip, of which parties may already have copies of because they were allowed to take a photographic image. We're now busy at the administrative side in terms of capturing those results, auditing, checking, verifying.
And then, of course, today is also the day, 5 o'clock deadline for parties to register their objections.
That is correct, yes. 48 hours after that, we have received objections, and the Commission is already seized with that. And the Commission will pronounce on that once they have considered all of these things. I know there's also an eagerness, anxiety in terms of when is the Commission going to respond. I think the approach, not that I'm speaking on their behalf, is to consider all of the objections and then to make a final declaration or announcement of that.
Mr. Abrahams, you're able to give us an indication of how many objections have been received so far?
Unfortunately, I do not have that information, but I see there are files coming out of what we call the fish tank, where we have our legal personnel, and they are forever taking them over and marching them to the Commission offices, which is just across the road.
So 5 p.m. deadline for the parties to register their objections. What is the deadline for dealing with all of them?
Well, we have to deal with those objections before we announce them. Now, as I've said, we have 7 days within which to announce. The Commission, however, plans or have announced that it is the intention to wrap up things by Sunday. So before the election result is announced, the Commission must have dealt with all of these objections. They cannot pronounce until they have dealt with them.
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Granville Abrahams of the IEC, speaking to us about some of the latest developments as well. And of course, we are here live to you from the Results Operations Centre, the National Centre, that is. So if there are any further developments, we will bring them to you as they happen.